Hello everyone and welcome back to YogCast Complete here on the Yogscraft server, or, YogPack. This is Yogscast Complete, a new mod pack that we Yogs are using to play through Minecraft again. If you're interested and want to play along, you can go ahead and check the description for a link to download it off of the AT launcher. So, without further ado, let's get to the episode. It's been a while since I last played. Last time I set up a quarry down to the south of my base, and it has since finished, but I've also done a couple of other things to my base, and yes, I did create myself some upgrades for myself, armor and whatnot. First of all, I went and I replaced the floor with some stylized limestone from the chisel mod, and I just think I should probably point out very, very quickly, limestone from chisel and limestone from a Masher Resources. Not the same thing, and limestone from chisel is actually a little bit more rare. The reason why I was able to do this was because I mined up a decent amount of it whenever I was running the quarry. So other things that I've done is check out what my... it's incredible. It's awesome. It's a freaking portal gun. I managed to dredge this up because it was in a chest, in a mineshaft probably, but the quarry picked it up. Atlas's portal gun from the portal gun mod. This thing is actually really, really expensive to make. You combine a portal gun with some light blue dye, but the portal gun itself, not that expensive except for this miniature black hole, which it takes a nether star. It's called a nether cube with this texture pack that we have, but it's a nether star which you have to kill the wither to get your hands on, so I'm super lucky that I found that. Problem is, this portal gun links with the same portals that people shoot out with the same instance of the gun, so if someone else finds Atlas's portal gun, unfortunately, they'll switch my portals around. So over here, I've used the portal to link myself over to the pumping house, and if I just hop outside, look at what I've done to the world. It's incredible. Went all the way down to bedrock. Now, it does have a couple of columns in the middle of it because there's a particular glitch in this version of Minecraft where the quarry, once it hits oil, it won't reach down through an oil deposit and mine the stone underneath it. So there are these pillars of stone down there underneath oil deposits that were not mined out. But, you know, like 90% of the stone was mined out. And as you can see, I've got a bunch of stuff. I basically sat around the entire weekend and compressed cobblestone and just kind of babysat this thing. Took about 8 hours for it to get down to bedrock. Got a bunch of stuff in the chests. The limestone from chisel, also the marble from chisel. I've been smelting up some of the gravel for concrete. Might make use of that later on. This is mostly gems. This is mostly ores. And I had to construct extra chests around here, as you can see. Got a bunch of ores over here, copper and redstone, iron. And over here I've got a bunch of essence dust from the essence ores that it mined up, also tin and sulfur and saltpeter and whatnot. And over here I've got a bunch of the random stuff that was dredged up out of the chests. See, like the chests that actually came out of mine shafts. Found a bunch of bees. Don't think I'll ever make use of these, so I'm just inclined not to ditch anything that I pick up, so this is going to go in some sort of a chest somewhere off in the distance. Probably never going to make use of the bees. Also got a bunch of obsidian from the water hitting stone down there. Got 27 stacks of the stuff, so more than enough obsidian. Now, the big problem that I am faced with at this moment is the fact that I've got so many of these ores. I'm ready to process them. The problem is that back at base here, these systems, they only utilize... they only process one item at a time, so that kind of works against me. So what today's episode is all about is factories. What I want to do is I want to upgrade all of these machines to basic, advanced, and then ultimate factories. So basically, what a factory is I can pick this crusher up and then I can use it in a crafting recipe to create a factory, which will have 3 slots, 3 input slots and 3 output slots. And then I can upgrade that to an advanced factory, which will have 5 input slots and 5 output slots. And then I can upgrade it again to an ultimate factory, which will have 7 input slots and 7 output slots. So in essence, I'll turn these into, by the end, each of these machines, it'll be like having 7 of each of these individual machines, except it'll all be combined into one, and it'll work as one machine. But how to go about doing that? Well, first of all, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to pick up all these machines, and I'm going to open up, I'm going to shut NEI off, because I want to make a really, really important point to you guys. All of these speed upgrades, you basically want to remove everything from the inventory of these machines. If I were to pick this machine up and then use it in the crafting recipe, the speed upgrades and the energy upgrades, which I spent so many resources on, they would vanish, okay? They would be consumed. So click on the button and remove all of the upgrades before you upgrade your machines to factories, okay? Because otherwise you will lose the stuff. I don't know if that's intentional, I don't know if it's a glitch, but what I do know is that I don't want my upgrades to just up and vanish on me. Okay, there we go, that's everything. Now, I could upgrade the osmium compressor to a factory as well, but the honest truth is that I use this thing so infrequently that there's no real point to it, and you cannot upgrade the metallurgic infuser to a factory, unfortunately, so that is what it is. So I should have all of the materials and components that I need here in my inventory. So, to make the factories, let's find the factories on the list here. Here we go, basic factory. Now, the way that these work is that it's the same crafting recipe no matter what. The only difference is what you have in the middle. So, the first level basic factory that you see here on the list is the energized smelter. But if I click this one, it's an enrichment chamber. If I click this one, it's a crusher. So, same crafting recipe no matter what. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the question mark here, and I'm just going to split my stacks up here to create the factories that I need, because everything is going to get upgraded to a factory. Everything is going to get upgraded to at least an advanced factory. 3 of the machines are going to get upgraded to an elite factory. And the reason why I'm going to do that is to prevent bottlenecks. So there's one, and I'll go ahead and split this stack, and I'll upgrade everything else to a basic factory here. There we go, energized, and another basic factory. Now that that is done, actually I probably could have left those circuits in there, but now for the advanced factory, which is more basic circuits, enriched alloy, diamond dust, and the basic factory in the middle. So, and before I upgrade this last machine, I might as well show you right off the bat what's going on here. There's the purifying factory, and here is the basic factory. So basic factory, 3 input slots, 3 output slots. Then of course there's this one, 5 input slots, 5 output slots. That's pretty good. Now this one right here, if I'm not mistaken, this is the one that requires, yeah, this is the factory that requires oxygen. This is gonna, I'm not gonna upgrade this anymore because this generates 3, this is responsible for the tripling, and the rest of the machines in the line are going to be auto-processing. So if this is operating at absolute maximum capacity, it just creates a bottleneck. So this is going to process 5, and then the rest of them are going to process 7 to keep things moving along a little bit faster. And I don't have a bottleneck where I'm just, you know, stacked up in one single machine at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up this basic factory, and I'm going to upgrade the rest of these. I will be so happy whenever I can mass produce atomic cores, because it is possible to make diamonds by compressing coal. There we go. I've got all the machines together. Now all I have to do is place everything back down. There we go. There's one. There, and there. Okay, there we go. Everything should be working. This has got 5 slots, and everything else has 7 slots, so this is going to work super fast. The only other thing left to do is come back in here and grab the energy upgrades again and reapply them to the machines, but I won't, you know, bore you guys with doing that, so I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. All of the machines are in place, and they've got their upgrades in them again, and the configuration is also complete. Now, I don't have anything on me to actually show this off right now, but very quickly I'll explain. There's this key over here for auto sort, and if you turn it on, if you put a stack in the first slot, the machine will automatically split the stack that you put in the first slot across all the slots available to process everything at the same time. And I might as well also add, if you look down here, using 36 RF per tick, that's 36 RF per process. So if you had all of these, it would be 36 times 5, and the same thing goes for these. 36 RF per tick, it would be 36 times 7 if you have all of these firing at the same time. So another thing that I did between episodes was I upgraded all of the cabling beneath everything to the Elite Universal cable. I would much prefer to have the Ultimate, but again, you know, as I explained before, super expensive cable down there. So, that's everything on the checklist for the factories. Basic, Advanced, and Elite are done and out of here. Those are going to come in super handy whenever I get to sextupling my ores later on down the line. But that's not going to be until I actually get to building the Solution Tower in the Solution Business Park. So that is the next thing that I have to get around to. I dug the quarry down to bedrock in order to, you know, build the Solution Tower and build up the Solution Business Park and do terraforming. So in order to do this, I'm going to need a building planner. But in order to create a building planner, I'm going to need some circuits. And normally you would have to indulge in some kind of high-tier buildcraft circuit planning. But luckily, it's possible to circumvent that by using a carpenter from the forestry mod, which is a whole lot cheaper. So I'm going to need to create a carpenter to create a building planner, and I'm also going to make a filler, which is going to be necessary for basically building up the massive stone foundation that I'm going to use to build on top of. And once I have the filler, I'm also going to need transfer pipes and a transfer node and mining and speed upgrades, because I didn't actually mine all of the cobblestone from the quarry for the purpose of building up the foundation. I mined up all of that cobblestone and kept it because that's what I'm going to use to accentuate the platform and give it a little bit of character, because I don't think that it's a good idea to just build an impressive business park on top of a bland cobblestone cube. So without further ado, let's just get straight on with this. Okay, the carpenter is composed of a bunch of bronze, a sturdy casing, and some glass. And a sturdy casing is just a ring of bronze. So I've already got a ton of that stuff in my inventory, so I'll just make a sturdy casing, put some glass on the top and bottom, and then flank it with some bronze, and there we go. I've got a carpenter. Now this is going to take some power, but it's also going to take a little bit of water. And let's see, I also need to make the building planner from Buildcraft, which is a couple of landmarks, a block of iron, some diamonds, and an intricate circuit board. This is the cheaper one. The other thing is a diamond circuit, which is much more expensive to make. So it's a bunch of redstone, gold, and some water in a carpenter. So, okay, we've got some water in there. Go ahead and put the redstone in. Now, the way that the carpenter works is that you click to put the stuff in, to make the pattern, and then you have to add the resources to the bottom area for it to actually do the crafting. So put the gold in there, and it's going to go ahead and chug away and start working on that intricate circuit. My intricate circuit is done. Presto, all finished. I can just go ahead and leave that carpenter where it is. I'll go ahead and pick this up. I'll take the tank of water as well. So let's make this building planner. Shift click. There we go. Building planner. Presto. Now what's fantastic about this building planner is that if I put it down and I right click this thing, I can tell it to put lasers out for measuring stuff. And then if I go ahead and put some solid blocks in this slot and I put some landmarks up here, I can tell it, if I hold down shift and click these, it will put a block down and it will put the landmark down. Now that's not very good overall because that's not really going to triangulate properly, but it is then possible to power that landmark, and if I have landmarks on all of the edges, I'll see where these lasers intersect and I can create a triangulation matrix to make up my filler. And what I'm going to be building is absolutely enormous. I don't think I'm going to explain how big of an area it is just yet, but suffice to say it's going to be huge. Okay, so with that done, the carpenter and the building planner are complete. Next up is the filler. And here we go. The filler is 2 ink sacks, some dandelion yellow, a landmark, crafting table, chest, and either force gears or gold gears. So I'll go ahead and make a couple of gold gears first. Presto, there are your gold gears. Now to go ahead and make myself one of these. And of course I can't forget I need some dandelion yellow. Yes, luckily I do have some flowers in here. And of course I also need ink, which I also have. And here we go, last thing I need is a chest, and now I should be able to just create this filler. There we go, filler, and that's done. It's checked off the list. The filler is done. Now I'm nearly done. Now, because I didn't dig that quarry for the express purpose of using the cobblestone to build up the foundation, I'm going to have to make a ton of cobblestone to actually build up a foundation. And the way that I'm going to do that is with transfer pipes and nodes and mining and speed upgrades. It's possible to use the old cobblestone generator trick very, very quickly by doing this. So first off is the transfer pipes and nodes. Now, the transfer pipes are super cheap. They're a bunch of stone slabs, glass, redstone. And I've got plenty of smooth stone in one of these chests. Here we go. Actually, I already have the slabs. So if I just do this once, I'm going to have more than enough redstone or transfer pipes. See, those are extremely economic and cheap. Next, I'm going to need a transfer node. I only need one, no more than that, which is going to be a pipe, a block of redstone, 2 redstone, some smooth stone, and a chest. So the only thing that I'm missing actually is the chest. So now I'll just go ahead and make myself a transfer node. There we go. Transfer node is done. So that's the pipes and the node off the list. Next up is the mining and speed upgrades. Now there are a lot, and I mean a lot of upgrades that you can create in this mod pack. So if you just type upgrade down into the field here, you're going to get a bunch of different versions of upgrades, but the ones that I need are the ones from extra utilities. And there's no specific number that you should really stick to, but I basically want 16 upgrades of each of these. So first I'm going to do the speed upgrades, if it is possible. I've got enough redstone here. I know that I probably have enough redstone if I just hop back to the quarry. Okay, so I've basically removed everything non-essential out of my inventory. I should have enough gold, glass, and iron to get this done. So first up is the speed upgrade. Okay, I can make 9 right off the bat, but I don't have enough ingots, so... Oh my god, that's way more oh, I forgot that it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, I've made way more upgrades than I actually need, which is a little bit embarrassing. Okay, next up are the speed upgrades, which I'm going to need to make a bunch of these iron picks for. So, there you go, 16 iron picks. Okay, there we go. Far more upgrades than I actually needed, but, you know, I've got everything that I set out to do this episode, mining and speed upgrades. So there you go. I've got everything in place that I meant to make this episode. I've got the factories in place, which means that I'll be able to process tons, and I mean tons of ores a whole lot faster. I also made a carpenter, which allowed me to make the building planner, which will become crucial whenever I am block counting for the creation of the Solution Business Park. I also made a filler to actually fill in the area that I'm going to need during terraforming, and I've also made transfer pipes and a node and mining and speed upgrades to supply the proper amount of cobblestone to the filler as it is working. So that's everything this episode, guys. I am William Strife of Strife Solutions here at the YogCast, and I'm continuing to build up the company. It's not going to be too much longer before something absolutely incredible ends up on the landscape here, and I will make my mark on this server in entirety. I'll have such an incredible edifice that no one will be able to deny my awesomeness. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!